Alright, Simeon, I have recently encountered someone who I need to murder, who is more powerful than me. So, I need to attain more power and more skill, and it seems the only real way to do that is to keep doing things for people. Alright, I've got more news to sell to SSN.
Talk and get paid. I spread the news. You have that look in your eye. What's the scoop?
Captain Petrov's ship, the Scow, was robbed.
I already interviewed an ex-pirate about the robbery. But she was as reliable as good coffee around here. So you were there when it went down? What were you doing there?
That's not really relevant, but I was there.
Well then, let's continue, Mr. Not Really Relevant. Tell me about this Captain Petrov. I've heard he was a bit of an eccentric. What was your impression of him? You did meet him before he died?
Petrov was a hoarder and liked to collect anything strange or unusual.
I would have loved to have seen it. I'm sure it would make a good story right there. No one seems to know exactly what was stolen, but everyone agrees it was valuable. Care to shed some light on it?
It was an unusual artifact dug up on some planet.
Artifact, you say? I've been hearing whispers about those lately. Last question. About, and I'm quoting, a zoo gone wild. The other source swore up and down that alien creatures got out of their cages and went on a rampage. Please, please, please tell me she was telling the truth. It's got to be some Aurora-induced hallucination.
Why do you want it to be true?
You mean besides the ratings? I just want to live in a galaxy where eccentric millionaires have out-of-control zoos. But, just give it to me straight. Zoo. Fact or fiction?
I mean, he had a zoo, but it wasn't exactly out of control. But sure, that's 100% correct.
Some days, it is worth it to get out of bed. I love it. This is just a plain old good story. Check the newsfeed for it later. And here's your payment.
Thank you. Right, I'll talk to the other religious figures.
I don't think they'll ever adjust to that.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yomi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got more work.
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
A visitor? I have all the company I need.
I know you talked to Keeper Aquilius about the Varun faith.
He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions. The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
I admire your conviction.
The knowledge of the Great Serpent sweeps away all concern. There is only his inevitable return, and those he will spare. Nothing else. You wish to speak of the Keeper's Pilgrim, do you not? I will tell you of him, and then you will leave. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all.
I need to know the meaning of a word, unity.
I have heard of no such thing. If it exists, it is a shadow that the Great Serpent casts to deceive the faithless.
There must be more to your god than just killing.
Strength and conviction show your worthiness to the Great Serpent. The kill is not as important as showing there is no doubt.
Ah.
I grow tired of speaking. Leave me.
What?
We're in New Atlantis. I should check and see if John has anything for me to kill.
lot of work that needs to be done in the well. A lot of people in need. If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, you're not? Sorry. Can I help you?
I'm looking for something called unity, and no, not some vague concept of the word.
Did Keeper Aquilus send you? Oh boy. Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing.
You've talked about this with Keeper Aquilus before?
Yeah, I mean, he's always going on about trying to bring people of all beliefs together. Really wants there to be some shared story or origin. Look, I like the Keeper, but belief is the problem, okay? We don't need a shared narrative or theology. We need to help each other in practical terms.
Alright, well, let's hear it, please.
A man walks into the first house of enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that.
Maybe there's a hidden message in what he's saying.
Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
Can you tell me anything else about unity, what it means?
Besides what the Keeper would say about it? Sounds like a gathering point, or a center. Or, in mathematics, it would mean one, like the one, the first or the beginning.
Well, thank you, you've given me a lot to think about.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate.
I think I got them. What do you call them? Corns? Yeah, I got corns.
My partner and I have talked about transferring to a subdivision. It'd allow us to spend more time together.
Never been down here.
Sounds great.
Interesting. I can see why. This is a giant elevator. Isn't it? No?
Put that away. There are civilians around.
You know, you can be without a job if you want to be snippy with me like that. I wonder if this place sells medical equipment.
I've got them. We're doing the best we can here. That's all we can ever do.
Could use some medical supplies.
We're no Reliant Medical down here, but if you've got credits, I might have something for you.
Alright, thank you. Also, I'm with the SSNN. I'd like to ask you some questions about your business for an article.
A journalist? That's a surprise. Most people don't think anything that goes on in the well is worth writing about. I'd be happy to help if I can.
I'd like to know how things are going at the Med Bay these days.
Things are always rough at the Med Bay. I'm the closest thing to a doctor that the well has, and I can't treat everyone. The last few weeks have been especially bad. There's some kind of infection going around, and a lot of kids down here are catching it. It just breaks my heart to see.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you for saying so. I can only hope things will get better.
Will you tell me more about yourself?
Sure, if you'd like. My name's Talia. I was born and raised right here in the well. I've been the nurse here at the Med Bay for over a decade now. Once upon a time, I was a combat medic for the UC Navy. When the colony war ended, I came back to the well to put my skills to use for the people here.
I think that should be enough to go on, thank you.
All right, dear. You let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Always nice to see a fresh face. Do you know why this place has stood for so long? I make sure everyone's comfy. I tell it like it is, and I don't take any shit.
Okay.
Stay as long as you like, and don't be a stranger.
Okay.
Everyone's no shortage of hungry mouths to feed around here. Keeps us on our toes. Nothing else?
I'd like to see what's on the menu.
If we've got it, you're welcome to it. If you haven't, make sure you say hello to Mama. She likes checking in with everyone.
Alright, well, I'm with SSNN. I'd like to ask you some questions about your business.
Absolutely. I'm sure my mom would be proud to have the place featured in an article. What's up?
I'd like to know how things have been with your business lately.
Business is steady, as usual. We don't tolerate violence or disrespect, so a lot of folks like to spend time here. The only thing that's worrying me is a new group of customers I've seen hanging around lately. They've been watching the UC surplus store pretty closely. I have a bad feeling they might be planning something. Case House has a reputation as a safe place. I don't want to be associated with that kind of thing.
Oh, sorry about that. I hope nothing comes of it.
You and me both. I don't want my business associated with that kind of thing.
Will you tell me more about yourself?
Yeah, sure thing. I'm Teresa Mason, and this is my home. My mom's the Kay who founded Kay's House. I grew up here along with the business. My mom passed the place on to me when she decided to retire. Running it is my pride and joy. I've put everything I have into it.
Right, I think that should be enough to go on. Thank you.
Great. Let me know when the article comes out, will you? I'd like to read it.
Folks gotta look out for one another. That's when I started serving food all those years ago.
Ah, this was the way that we came in. While we're here, I might as well find this Apex Electronics.
I see you wearing that Nura amp. Don't try any of that mind control voodoo on me, pal.
UC surplus?
Personally, I think that. You ask me, the real New Atlantis is down here. All that stuff topside. It's kind of fake, you know?
Let's see what you've got.
Take your time. I got all day.
Alright, thank you.
No lawyering, okay? I don't have the patience for it. Can't say I'll have what you need, but you're welcome to look.
Alright, let me see what you've got for sale then.
You see something you like, just say the word.
and I'm with the SSNN. I'd like to ask you some questions about your business.
A reporter? Fine, but I'm only talking basics. I don't like people snooping around my business.
I'd like to know how things are going at Apex Electronics.
Door's still open, isn't it? That's my idea of success. Sorry if you were hoping for something more flowery.
Will you tell me more about yourself?
Name's Henrik. I own Apex Electronics. That's all I'm willing to say to some nosy reporter.
Right, I think that should be enough to go on, thank you.
Great! Now why don't you help me out and buy something?
I just did.
Scratch your back, you scratch mine.
I just bought all your Digipics.
It's a quaint shop, isn't it? I like it here.
I might as well check the Trade Authority.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
Thank you.
The Trade Authority has access to goods and services no one else does. No one.
Alright, I'd like to see what you have for sale then.
Be my guest.
Alright, thank you.
Authority appreciates your visit.
You might not want to stand there, but to each their own, I suppose.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor. A doctor?
No, not really.
like plants? I think plants would be fun, but I worried they just disappoint.
Plants are alright.
Well, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought?
I spoke to the Varun Zealot. She said Jinan fought 4 times over 120 days.
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. What else did you learn?
The Enlightened story used the words second and two.
Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. Was there anything else?
In your story, the Pilgrim contemplates infinitum addendum. That must mean something.
Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we?
Obviously.
Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Indum, that's the name of the star system.
Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum. At 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
I think only total conviction will bring us the truth. We are being tested.
Conviction. Another word for strength. Can the truth not be revealed to the weak? Someone with doubts.
I won't find the answer by doubting every step I take.
Your only path is forward, then? Finding the meaning of unity is a totality that you cannot ever step away from? Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
But seriously, why the ridiculous hats?
Our numbers are growing every year. Aquilus's message really connects me.
I have two different things telling me to talk to Sergeant Yumi. Interesting. Alright, let's get this information back to SSNN.
Trying to make me look bad, Captain?
No, Simeon, you don't really need help with that. I'm sorry, that was really harsh. I'm not really myself right now. And you know what, while I'm here, let's go to UC Distribution. Oh, and I wanted to check some things. Okay, so my amped up by Orion is range 52. What's this modified? What's this refined bale? I need to take these to a weapons workbench and see if I can't do anything with them. I know I'm not exactly good at that sort of thing, but I can at least do something. Because they are. It's something I should do something about. I could hunt pirates.
Please, if you experience any issues in your dealings with the distribution center, let us know. We're always striving to improve.
The only issue I've ever had is not enough stock of stuff that I
UC
want.
Distribution. Something I can do for you?
But then again, my needs are insatiable. Yes, I'd like to see what you have for sale.
Yes, of course. Please, take a look.
Alright, thank you, Miss Sang.
You're always welcome back, if you don't mind a bit of a wait.
I've never had to wait when I've come here. Like, ever. SSNN. There we go.
Your stories are a big hit. You lead well, an amazing life.
I lead a pitiful, empty life.
If you have a new story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee.
I finished interviewing the business owners in the well for you.
Hey, that's great. Thanks so much. Did everything go all right?
Everything was fine.
Glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to reading through your notes. I can't thank you enough for helping me out. I'll send you a copy of the story if it gets published. There's nothing like seeing your name in print.
Alright.
Grind.
Yep, take care.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
You needed something?
Had a question?
I want to clean up some terramorphs.
Critter cleanup, coming up. You ready to head out right now?
Always.
Let's get to the details. Get you those coordinates. Done. Super et Ultra, Captain.
I'd like to run a mission for the Vanguard.
Need someone to investigate a couple problem ships out in UC space? You interested?
Investigate? I mean... Sure, hopefully it'll lead to some action. I'm game.
All right, let's get you the details. You know the drill. Find the critter, make it litter. Now go give him hell. Super et... What can I do for you? Just getting those coordinates to you now. Report says ships at these coordinates fired on United Colonies craft. You're clear to use lethal force if necessary.
Nice.
Notes mention a spacer presence in that sector, so be ready for a nasty one.
Okay.
Good hunting, Captain.
Thank you, Commander. Can you tell me more about this United Colonies System Defense Group?
You can just call them SysDef. Everyone else does. They're the division responsible for combating the Crimson Fleet, fighting pirates. It's not a small job, keeping the galaxy's mercantile class safe from death and dismemberment, so they're constantly undermanned. They work out of the ship, the UC Vigilance, though the support request was a little vague on what your actual duties would be if you decided you want to lend a hand.
Okay. Thanks, John.
This is not the place.
Greetings, Vasco.
Oh, fine, okay.
Weapons locked! Destroy him!
Shut up, Barrett.
Shields are down. We got him, Captain.
I don't need the play-by-play, guys. I will see the ship explode when it explodes. Shut up.
Grav drive out of commission.
Down goes their grav drive. Target's grav drive. Just lost their grav drive. Got him. Target's grav drive is down. So sorry.
Enemy shields are gone. Bye-bye, enemy shields.
The one time I don't have a job to sabotage something at Hope-Tech.
Everything checks out. Ending initiated.
We should keep an eye out for hostile creatures.
Captain Gabriel, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.
And I am unsatisfied to see everyone acting like we didn't just lose our leader. Where's everyone else's grief? Where's their rage? I mean, I get it from you, Vasco. You're a robot. Oh, it's an albino terramorph. It's going to be a dead terramorph. You know, the only good kind of turn. Stop hiding behind the scenery. Almost like it doesn't want to die. But if it didn't want to die, it wouldn't be a Terramore. Die, you overgrown heat leech. And to see more of how Victor Gabriel processes his grief, tune into the next episode of Starfield Interplanetary Diplomacy, starring yours truly, some guy you've never heard of, as Mr. Victor Gabriel.